Hey, I'm Stevie Bolin, and this is my project too. I chose the number 4 to develop a plan of action for a certain student. This is my student's cultural profile. The social class is middle class. His race is Caucasian. Ethnic group is English. His family description: his mother works as a photographer. His father works as a farm manager. And his sister is a high school student here in Magee. They all live together in a rural suburb area. This student is not disabled. His religion is Presbyterian. They attend the First Presbyterian Church here in Magee, and his gender is male. This is the description of the student issue that I'm having. The student is a great student. He's very academically inclined, but his behavioral issues really have stemmed in my class. He tends to be very disruptive by speaking out without permission and getting out of his seat mid-lesson. And as I've stated, I understand this is not a big behavioral issue, but it does interrupt me while I'm teaching, along with the students in class. You know, when you're really engaged in your teacher and the lesson, and one student's just everywhere and gets out of his seat whenever he wants to, it really can disrupt the entire class. And that's kind of what I'm facing with him right now. And as a first year teacher, these are some of the recommendations I have received while teaching for providing support for the student learning and behavioral issues. The first is immediacy of consequences, taking their name, making parental contact, whether that be a phone call or go ahead and writing that note to send home to, get signed, or having to schedule a conference with the parent. I have really realized how nervous it makes students, to get that phone call to their parents and know that they're going to have to face those consequences not only at school but also at home. Also, corporal punishment when I have to send them to the office if it gets too intense. Whether they get in-school suspension or a paddle and sit back to class or even expulsion. I have not had to deal with that personally, but I've definitely seen it within this school year. Also, punishers, which could be such as loss of recess or have lunchroom duty to clean up everything. No student likes that, or even detention hall. And those are 3 things that are enforced and that we do use in our school. And then these are some of the recommendations I've gotten out of the book, where they have kind of based off of like theoretical concepts. First, I've realized to praise the student when they are having a good day, when they are doing what's right. Give that student a positive praise and say, good job, way to go, I know you can do this. That really, I can see how that could really enlighten a kid and want to keep getting that praise, and so they want to do well. Privileges, allowing him to eat or to earn free time in class, access special equipment, or do special roles within the classroom. I teach 5th grade personally, and everything always turns into a competition. So I do know that the privileges could be turned into a competition where they want to, act right and their behavior exceed to earn those privileges. Activity reinforcers, after achieving a pre-established standard, students can earn videos, games, or access other further activities. What 5th grade student doesn't love to play games, or any student for that matter? So this is definitely very helpful for me. Food, especially at our school, I have found that food is a great reinforcer, being that it's sad, but some of the kids do not come to school, or do come to school hungry and have not been fed. So they know, although they do get lunch with like that little bit of extra when they are good, when they don't act up, even if it is raisins or an apple or something, those kids are so grateful for that. And it really does, I feel like, enhance their behavior to be better so they get it. Okay, and this is why I feel like the recommendations are appropriate. I feel as if the immediacy of consequences recommendation is very appropriate because, according to the book, the most important principle of behavioral learning is theories that behavior changes according to its immediate consequence. Saying that when there's a pleasurable consequence, it strengthens behavior, and when there's an unpleasant consequence, it weakens behavior, and that kind of goes back to the punishers and reinforcers. Punishers are appropriate because they give, if the student gets into trouble, punishers will weaken the behavior. They will going back, they could lose recess or any of those things. It can include presentation punishment, which is like scolding. I can get onto them in front of their peers. And it almost causes a little bit of a sense of embarrassment where they do not want that again. And then also the removal punishment, which is as in the loss of the privilege. Reinforcers are very appropriate because it gives any consequence that strengthens a behavior. It is any consequence that strengthens a behavior. And I feel like reinforcers really, really help within a classroom. I know even me now, you give me a reinforcer and I'm going to work hard to get the next one. So I feel like reinforcers they can be very, very, very positive if used in the right manner. I really appreciate you watching my video, and I'm looking forward to your comments.